Guys, welcome to my healthy kitchen. My name is Olga and today we're going to make a cake that I made for 5th month birthday of my son. It's chocolate pecan and salted caramel cake. It's amazing classic combination with a super easy to make decoration. I'm sure that any mom can make this cake. So let's get started. For our crust, I want to use 50% of Brazil nuts and 50% of pecans, raw pecans. I love to incorporate Brazil nuts into my diet because it's super wholesome ingredients and we eat them quite rarely. So that's why if I have a possibility to add Brazil nuts without changing the flavor, I prefer to add them, and because our pecans have very bright flavor, so adding Brazil nuts is totally okay. So I added our nuts and we blend everything. And we add dates. Soaked dates, I soak them for about 20 minutes in very hot water. Here you are, so we have a beautiful texture. And regarding the mold, we're going to make a cake into 6 inches, it's 15 centimeters cake mold. I'm using such a ring with acetate strip inside. I have more details about molds so that I prefer in this video, please check it out. And you can see that the crust is super simple, just 3 ingredients. We just massage a little bit everything by hand. Everything is super sticky and perfect. So we can put this crust on the bottom. Just create a flat layer using your fingers. So our crust is ready, and now let's talk about our first cream, and it will be pecan chocolate cream. Our pecan cream is based on cashews. We soaked them overnight or minimum 4 hours and rinsed them. So now we have a pretty beautiful white cashews. Also, we're going to add raw, not soaked pecans. If you can find pecan butter, it will be helpful for your blender, especially if you don't have such powerful Vitamix like my blender, for example. So if your blender has power less than 1000 watts, I would highly recommend you to substitute this amount of raw pecans to pecan butter. But most likely it's quite hard to find pecan butter in stores, even in the United States, in healthy stores, or it costs crazy money. So that's why I offer for you to use raw pecans for this recipe, and this is the main flavor for our cake. A little bit of cacao powder. We are not going to create a very rich dark chocolate flavor. It will be more like milky pecan flavored, super soft and delicious sweet chocolate cream. Liquid sweetener, I'm going to use maple syrup. You can use agave nectar, brown rice syrup, what else? It can be yacon syrup or it can be honey, but for honey use just 80% of required amount of liquid sweetener. Here is coconut oil, it is already melted, and here I'm melting right now coconut butter. So this is coconut oil and this is coconut butter. How to work and why we melt it, I have a separate video, it will be some here, but it's very important to melt our coconut butter. Spices, a little bit of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and we will add additional water, additional liquid. It will be water to help our blender blend everything into smooth consistency. Now we grab our high-speed blender and follow the order of ingredients that I propose to you for this cream. So first of all, we add our raw pecans. Second step, we add our cashews, our cacao powder, a little bit of salt, vanilla extract, our sweetener, and water. You can use plant-based milks, but I found that it's not necessary here. So water is totally okay. Last two ingredients, coconut oil and coconut butter. It is already melted. It has like more soft consistency. I removed from the stove but leave on my pot because we still have a steam. We're going to add these two ingredients at the end of the process. Now we need to work hard and create a smooth consistency. So we're going to blend all our nuts into the cream, including our not soaked pecans. If you don't see a swirl on top of your cream, you need to stop, open your blender and give it to breathe. And we can continue. So here you are, we have a smooth consistency, we don't have any cream, any nuts I mean. So it's pretty beautiful. Now on the low speed I'm going to add first coconut oil and then coconut butter. So you may see once we added coconut butter, our blender stuck. So I want to blend it again. I want to open the blades, give it to breathe and try to blend again. If your blender can't blend anyway, it's okay. You can use a spatula and mix everything with a spatula. And this is the reason why we melted coconut butter. Because if you put it like a stone, like a piece called coconut butter, you will get it like a piece of coconut butter inside of the cream. It will be impossible to stir it. So this is important to melt it. We need any bowl and we pour our cream into this bowl. We made our pecan cream, we set it aside, do not refrigerate it. Now we even don't need to clean our jar, we will be making our caramel right now. So first we need to put our dates. We're going to make a very healthy caramel and it will be based on dates. I highly recommend you to use medjool dates. So those dates that have a very caramel flavor. And at the end you will get amazing caramel. You will not be able to stop eating it. I have an amazing cake. It's a baked carrot cake with a caramel and a lot of people made it and said me that the most delicious part of this cake is caramel. So here you are, we need 150-160 grams of dates. I just want to emphasize that I soaked the dates for about like 40 minutes in hot water, so it requires longer time for soaking compared with the dates for our crust. They should be very soft, and in this case your blender can blend it into a very smooth consistency. We're going to add a sweetener, salt because we want salted caramel, additional liquid, again it's gonna be water, and we have coconut oil, and like last time we're going to add coconut oil at the end of process. Let's blend everything together. Now on the low speed we're going to add coconut oil. Perfect. We have perfect caramel. I will show you the consistency right now. Now we need to save some caramel for decoration. For this I'm going to use a piping bag, but if you don't have piping bag, you can leave it, you can pour it just in small bowl. It also would work. So let's say we want to save about like 70 grams of our caramel. Even like 50 would be enough. This caramel I close securely and I leave in the refrigerator. So this is going to refrigerator. And for this amount of caramel, again, I need a small bowl. So we have pecan cream, our caramel and our malt with the crust. And I'm going to use two measuring cups. It's half cup and a quarter of cup. Smaller one for caramel and bigger one for our pecan cream. And we need to make something like spots, different spots with our creams. We have more pecan cream. It's totally okay, because this is our main flavor and our caramel is so sweet that we honestly don't want to overwhelm our guests or ourselves with this flavor. So that's why we put it somewhere in some small spots. We put caramel closer to the boards of our cake, to the walls. So in this case you will see the spots when you have a ready to go cake. Perfect. I want to cover right now my caramel. More caramel maybe in the center. Again, spots. Spots. And I want to pour all my pecan cream on top of this caramel. So here you are. This is our cake. You can try to make more flat layer on top, but it's not very necessary because our decoration will cover this cake, the top of this cake completely. Here you are, we're going to have quite tall cake and we finished right now. You can tap a few times, just like a little bit. And now we move it to the freezer until tomorrow. And tomorrow we will decorate it. The minimum time for freezing such quite tall cake is 6 hours. So I prefer to freeze it overnight. And tomorrow we will decorate it. So this is our frozen cake. Let's take it out from the mold. It's easy with acetate strip. We put it on a serving plate. We can find the most beautiful side. And my favorite part of removing acetate strip. Here you are. To make our caramel more smooth, I use a scraper and just scrub it. You can do it with a knife. Looks pretty nice. And now here's our popcorn, our leftovers of salted caramel, and let's rearrange all this stuff on top of this cake. So I cut it just a little bit. The goal of this salted caramel is that we want to stick our cake with popcorn. So that's why we create some drizzles. And we can arrange our popcorn like first layer. Try to arrange in that way that nobody ever guess that you sticked it with something helpful, something like caramel. First layer is ready. Let's make next layer. Check up. Yeah, you can see that nothing going out. This is what we wanted to achieve. And maybe third and fourth layer, and that is all. So here you are, our cake is ready. To make it even taller, you can use any topper. Just insert it inside, arrange our popcorn around it, and it will be beautiful. It can be even here somewhere. So, and you will get like, looks like small but quite tall and beautiful cake. Now we need to defrost it, and we need to leave it in the refrigerator for about like 4-5 hours, and enjoy.